Hello, in this video we'll be covering some country routes, some country test routes for country roads near to the test centre. We're currently only about half a mile away from the test centre, so we're going to go out towards Burton Joyce and just go around some of the roads that could be covered on your test, and they're not too far away. Okay, so hope you enjoy the video. Do subscribe to the channel and like the video when you're able. Okay, here we go. So we're preparing the car and we're looking all around. We're on an industrial estate and I'm going to move off. And at the traffic lights I'll be turning right. So mirrors, signal up for right, lights do change. I gently come off the gas, squeeze the brake, slow my car down, and then just roll to the line and stop there. And apply my handbrake, put the car into neutral. So in the middle of the junction, there are some road markings for you to use, but they are very faint indeed. So I would suggest just going only as far as the middle reservation, the island to the right, the crossing island to the right. If you're before that, then you're in the right place, and you'll want to angle your car to the right, ready to proceed into the road to the right, Colwick Road. Okay, as you can see, there's a car opposite waiting to turn to their right, so I want to make sure I'm not too close to that. There is a line that separates me from him. It's very faint. You might be able to spot that there's a bit of a marking in the middle of the road where traffic tends to avoid. It's debris and so on in the middle of the junction. Okay, so we'll be stopping short of that debris because that roughly marks the middle of the junction. Okay, so here we go. Check mirrors. I'm going to go cautiously forward. I'm waiting for oncoming traffic. I'm just gently angling my car to the right, and then looking ahead, looking right, and then I'm going to go. Check all mirrors in the new road. It's a 40-mile-an-hour road. Lights ahead are red, so I'm off my gas. I'm just going to let the car slow down naturally and go into second gear. Just slowing down mainly with the engine rather than the brake. And now I'm in first gear, just gently raising the clutch and crawling to the line, expecting the lights to change because I've taken a while to come up to the lights. Mirrors are now go. The car to my right is probably going to look to overtake me. I'm accelerating firmly and it stays behind me. And there's enough space between me and him as I merge, as the lanes merge. So we're going to be following the road towards Burton Joyce and Stoke Bardolph. I'm going to be doing some country driving today. You can see signs for Southwell and Burton Joyce. So I'm going to stay in the lane that is A612 and Southwell. You can see it here. It's literally just this lane that goes ahead towards Southwell, even though you've got 4 possible lanes for you to use. If you're following a sat nav, it may tell you to keep right if you're following signs or following the sat nav towards Southwell. Alright, which basically just means stay in the lane. Doesn't mean for you to change lanes, it just means stay where you are in your lane rather than moving to the right. So we're back at our 16 lane junction for Victoria Business Park. We're just waiting for our turn to go. Netherfield to the left, Arnold and Carlton along with Gedling to the next left, Victoria Business Park to the right. So as I go ahead, the lanes that are going towards South will open up into 2 lanes. I'm going to position to the left in line with lane discipline. I could use the right hand lane, but there's not much in it between the right and the left at the moment, so I'll just stay here. So I've stopped on a hill. I'm going to put my handbrake on so I don't roll back into the lorry behind me. Now with these big junctions, expect the lanes to merge after the junction. So I know that the 4 cars that are in this lane to my right are going to be merging with my lane. So I'm anticipating I may have to stay off the gas for a bit while they take time to merge with this lane. Waiting for the lights to change. Checking behind me. And in about 5 seconds they should change. Less than that. Check my mirrors. Off I go. And you can already see the merging arrows to the right. The traffic will be coming towards me. So watch the white car as it moves to its left. I'm checking my mirrors for any others that wanted to overtake me before the lanes merged. There's a pedestrian in the middle of the road at the traffic island. So just watching him, looks like he's a jogger, so he could want to run across the road. Lanes now open up again for the next junction, and they'll close back down after the junction. You can already see the arrows guiding the right hand lane drivers left. We're at 40 miles an hour. Check my mirrors as the lanes merge, just in case someone overtakes me. And the same process starts again at the next junction. So I'm going to use the right hand lane for the road ahead, which is the middle lane overall, just because I'm going to attempt to overtake the lorry to the left, because he'll be slow to move off. So I move off and accelerate firmly, check my mirrors, and then I won't signal. No need to signal here because I'm well ahead of traffic ahead of me. So we're at 40 miles an hour, and I'm looking as far as I can see around the bend. I see there's a narrowing sign on the left, so I want to pay close attention to the road ahead to see what's happening to the lane on the left. And straight away you can see there are some traffic cones to the left, which means you can't use that lane, so we stay to the right as we slow down for Southwell, or the Southwell lane. Can actually turn left. There is a space on left to turn left, but it really is very much last minute. The lane closure continues beyond the junction. All right, you can see that there's cones for the left-hand lane after the junction. So I'll know to stay to the right for some time, and then the lanes will merge and it will become one lane. So just planning my road ahead, and I'm looking behind. Into first gear, prepare my car, check my mirrors. Off I go. So passing the traffic cones, lanes are merging. I'll get up to 40 miles an hour because I've got lots of space and vision. The road ahead. Keeping a nice distance to the vehicle in front of me. That aids me in seeing what's happening up ahead. Currently 40 miles an hour at the speed limit. See a little repeater sign on the right. So as the road bends to the right, I can count the number of cars in front of me as about 5. 1 has just indicated to turn left. So I'm into 4th gear in preparation for slowing down slightly. There's traffic slow, so that car, let's turn to left. They've now left the road, and I can see up ahead speed limit's changing down to 30. So I'll stay in 4th gear. I'll ease off the gas now in preparation for a lower speed limit. We will be turning right shortly, and we'll be doing some country driving just for a short time. Meanwhile, I'm just observing the signs. So there's a sign for a junction on the left. It's coming up. Here it is now. position in the middle as best I can. And then off I go around the corner. Now this junction here, or this road here, is quite deceptive. It's very narrow, but you'll see up ahead there's a speed limit sign, or a speed limit change. It's now national speed limit. But if we look at our road, can we actually get up to national speed limit on this road? National speed limit being 60. Can't really do it. Can probably get up to 25, 30. But as you can see, the road ahead is quite tight, and it kind of tightens up ahead to the left. See a sign on the left which basically has an S bend. Alright, and the road is going to narrow even more as we get here, and there's someone coming towards me on foot, so I'm just going to check my mirrors and move to the right, give her space, and check my mirrors and move to the left. This is why you can't really get up to 60 on this part of the road. Alright, and it gets even narrower here as we go up over a little bridge, a little stream. So you're staying at about 15-20 miles an hour here, and then you're facing the lake up ahead as you go around the bend. Now as you go around the bend, you'll see the road opens up nicely. We can check our mirrors, and then we can get up to speed. Make sure you get up to speed quickly, especially if there's traffic behind you, because I'll want to overtake you if you're not up to speed. There's quite a lot of mud to the left, so that could affect the stability of the car, especially with this car coming towards me. So I'm just off the gas slightly, and I'm moving to my left, and then I'm going to move out back close to the middle of the road just to avoid the mud to the left. Right, so currently at 48, but as you can see, the road ahead changes to a 30-mile-an-hour road. So I'm going to check my mirrors, slow right down, now to third gear. I'll probably want to be less than 30 as I go around this little bend. Some parked vehicles on the left, and there's some swans and ducks and so on. They could cross the road, so I'm just going to stay slow. Or geese, actually, not ducks. Yeah, they're geese. For all you nature lovers out there. Hope I got it right. Okay, got parked cars on the right. I'm staying quite slow because I couldn't see, and now I can. There's a pedestrian on the road walking towards me, as you should. That's what the highway code says. Walk towards traffic. You'll be on the right-hand side of the road as so that you can face traffic as a pedestrian. So I'm checking my mirrors. I'm going to go over the center line. Person seems to be checking their phone, so they're not paying much attention to me. I'm going to go slowly by, and check my mirrors and go back to the left. Up ahead there's a bend. It's quite a sharp bend, what we call a 3 o'clock bend, i.e. it's almost right angled, and there's some parked vehicles on the corner. So I'm just going into second gear, and so go around, and as you can see, someone's crossing the road just as I go around the bend, so it's just, well, I was slow. Check my mirrors and go over the line for this parked vehicle on the left, camper van. And there's another sharp turn to the left, although you can't quite see it until you get right up on it. So mirrors and slow. Again, second gear. This is what we call a 9 o'clock bend, because it bends the other way. It bends to the left rather than to the right. Check mirrors, and now I'm going to speed up. Straight away I can see there's parked cars up in the distance, at least one, and I see some feet underneath the van, so I'm just going to stay slow, because they could come round the van into my lane. I think there might be a dog or something there as well, so I'm just being careful. Another sharp bend to the right this time. I'm at 20 miles an hour. So as with country roads, you'll get variable speed limits. Alright, and you'll get twisty roads, a lot of hedgerows. Cat in the road now, so I'm just going to stay slow in case it ran across the road in front of me. The road is constantly snaking around, bending to the left and navigation is never complete. Straightens out here a bit. Just keeping the speed at 30. Speed limit changes back to 40 or up to 40 up ahead. You can see the two lollipops. Parked vehicles on the left. Check my mirrors and just give them about a metre. Check the road ahead as well as I go into the middle of the road to overtake the parked cars. And then mirrors and speed up. I'm coming up to a bend, but this bend is not that sharp, and I can see to the next bend there is a red car coming around on the next bend. I can maintain speed at 30, 35. I'll speed up a bit to 40, looking out for potholes in the road. Positioning in the road, in the middle of the road where I can. There's nothing coming the other way, right? And it looks quite uneven at the edge of the road. Position in the middle of the road, and then you can maintain speed until something comes the other way. So we shall be turning left at the traffic lights, so mirrors and signal, into second gear, and stop. Check my mirrors and off I go. Still a 40-mile-an-hour road, and this road's a busier road, and the lanes merge just as I get into it. So what we're going to do quickly is we're going to do the same country road that we just did, but we're going to do it in the other direction, just so you can get a feel for what it's like to drive the road from either end. So we're going to just turn the car around. We'll be turning left at these lights here, then we'll find a way to turn around in the housing estate, the new housing development on the left. Looking to my right for the lights to change. They do, so these lights will change, and maybe not. Oh, they do. So off we go. Right, so I'm just looking for somewhere to turn around. See what we've got. So I'm just going to reverse into the road on the left. Here we go. Cautiously going backwards. And there's a car that's about to pass me. Just want to see what he's doing. He's stopping on this side of the road, and there's one passing me on the right now. So because my car's about to swing out, I just want to wait for that car to pass, and then I'm going to continue reversing. So looking all around me and seeing, on looking out for anything that's coming out of this road that I'm reversing into. Alright, keeping my clutch low, so I've got full control. Alright, so now I'm straight in the road and put my signal on and go forwards, looking left, right and ahead, and off I go. At the traffic lights we'll be turning right. Lights have just changed to green. To continue through. I know that there's two lanes briefly in the new road, so I'll position to the curb and then look for the lanes to merge. 40-mile-an-hour road, and this time we'll be, as I said, following this country road in the other direction. Checking my mirrors, I'm going to signal up for right. To the right hand lane. So the lights have changed to green, but only for the lanes to my left. My lane is still on red. Right, typical complex junction, lights and lanes, traffic lights and lanes, dedicated lights for different lanes. It's important to notice that or be aware of that on approach to a large junction. Right, make sure that your lane is green before you start moving ahead. So now my lane is green, whereas then go, red car opposite is going to stop because he'll be on a red lane. I'm looking into the road to the right, making sure there are no obstructions or hazards. New road, new mirrors, and now I'm going to proceed. Right, so I'm checking my mirrors, checking my speed, checking my position in the road. There's a gentle bend to the left. So about 11 o'clock, don't need to slow too much. I can see the next bend. And as I said just now, I'm just staying close to the middle of the road just to avoid the debris and potholes to the left. If something comes the other way, like it has now, just check my mirrors and slow and position to the left. And then I'll continue again. Up ahead, the speed limit's changing to 30. Check my mirrors and come off the gas. Gently squeeze the brake. We're now in Stoke Bardolph. See what Runnerman is doing on the right. Going to stay over there. We're now in third gear, looking at the road ahead. Scanning for my road signs. First one talks about potential icing. Don't think we have to worry about that today. But the second one is more important, talking about a junction to the left. So I'll be on the lookout for that as I pass it. You can see there's a van on my side of the road, so I'm going to have to overtake that, and it's going to be near a bend. So I'm going to have to come off the gas, slow right down, right down. This is now a crawl. This is 10 miles an hour, maybe even 5. So first gear, check my mirrors and go gently round. And then back into second gear, gently around the bend. That's it. So you see I had to slow right down because of how close the van was to this sharp bend behind me. So if anything came round there, I needed to be very slow so I could stop, and hopefully they could stop in time as well. Up ahead we've got another sharp bend, and the sign says it's 2 bends, not 1. Alright, so we've got a 3 o'clock bend, which is to the right. And then up ahead you'll see there's a 9 o'clock bend. So with that bend, I have to be wary of cars come around the bend on my side of the road, or any vehicle really. So I'm going into second gear, slowing right down, and just keeping the curb in the left hand side of my windscreen. Now the road opens up and I can see ahead, so I'll speed up to 30. There's a car behind me, so I'm watching them eagerly in case they seek to overtake. So I've got some parked cars on the bend, or parked vehicles. So I'm going to check my mirrors and just go cautiously into the middle road. I'm going to third gear just to slow the car down. We've got our swans and geese again, and this time one of them is actually in the road. So I'm going to slow right down and see what the lorry does. Right, so he's actually turning. I'm just going to just go cautiously by while admiring the wildlife. Right, so I've passed them. Up ahead I see the speed limit's changing to national speed limit, which on a single carriageway road is 60. It's all about appropriate speed. If we've got the space and vision, then we can accelerate. So looking ahead, it looks safe to do that. So check all mirrors and accelerate firmly up to 40. 60, 6th gear, close to the middle of the road, looking far ahead so I can plan what's actually happening. I see a pedestrian on the right, there's a car coming the other way, so check mirrors and slow right down to about 30 because the car's in the middle of the road coming towards me. Then check mirrors and go. I'm going to stay at 30 now because coming to the end of this long stretch of road, and now it gets all very tight, even though the speed limit is still 60. So I'm into 2nd gear now for this little bridge over the stream, and we're at about 12 miles an hour going over it as I peer round the bend to see anything coming the other way at an inappropriate speed. So the road widens a bit. Looks like the level crossing might be active because I can see a train that's just pulled up. Yep, crossing is active. See the flashing lights. So I'll just come up slow. No need to accelerate. Just admire the scenery on my way up to the crossing. It's what we call a level crossing. First light to come on at a level crossing is amber, solid amber, just like a traffic light that's changing to red from green. Just coming up nice and slow to the line. As the line disappears, I know I can gently stop and brake up into neutral, and we'll wait for the crossing to reopen. As you see the train go by, see if it's just one train or is it two. No, it's just the one. So I'm going to prepare my car. Don't move until the lights actually go out, and they have, so we can now continue. Up ahead, speed limit's changing to 30, but even at 30 you can't really do 30 along here because of the narrowness of the road, and there's a tight bend coming up, and judging by reflections in the shop window up ahead, there's also a large road, so there's no point me speeding up. Going to be turning left here. Quite a difficult junction to come out of this one. Come up really slow, make sure you position your car to the left in the corner, and then have a good look. I said it was difficult, but it's clear to my right and it's clear ahead, so I'm going to come straight out. It can be difficult sometimes because it's a crossroads, and it's that crossroads sits on a fairly busy road, which is the Nottingham Road A612. So we're at 30 miles an hour, now down the country road in the opposite direction. As you can tell, with country roads you might get wildlife, you might get horse riders, you get bending roads, and a lot of the time you don't have a lot of vision because the road bends so much. You also get pedestrians in the road as well, so take time when you're on country roads. If you have the space, then you can do the speed, otherwise stay slow. So we're just heading back now. Importantly, is what those lights tell me, that there's a junction up ahead. I can see there's a white sign on the left as well, which confirms that it is a junction and not a pedestrian crossing. So I'm going to be following signs for Nottingham, Gedling, Netherfield. Going to merge, so I'm watching this black car. I'll stay behind him because I know he's going to come to his left, to my left. going to the right hand lane with the intention of overtaking this car. Right, that's when it's a legitimate use of the right hand lane, which you can only use if you're turning right or overtaking. So looking at the road ahead, it's clear, and then vehicle to the left starts moving, so it means their lights are green. So I'm now looking at that light to my right, and it's green at the moment. It'll be out of shot on the video, but I can see it. These lights are now going to change, and I'm waiting for the green light, and it comes now. So off we go. So I'm in the right hand lane, check my mirrors, so we're down for left, and then off we go. Keeping to 40. Next junction, lights are red. This time I'll approach the left hand lane because it's empty. Come up nice and slow. And then wait for the lights to change again. So I'm in first gear. And off we go again. Look, checking the right hand lane behind me just to make sure no one's overtaking. Lanes merge, mirrors covered. Right, so we're going back towards Victoria Business Park. At this junction, the lights have just changed to green. Up ahead I can see the lights are red, so there's no point in me speeding up. We're going to the right hand lane. Some overtaking. So I'm watching this white car, checking his speed, judging his speed and his position. Check my mirrors and just put my signal on as I merge with the lane to the left. At the next junction, I'll be turning left. Slow into second gear and then first gear. So I'll put my signal on and prepared my car, check my mirrors, prepare, observe, move. That's the routine. Left hand ready to pull the wheel to the left gently, keeping the curb in sight in the left hand side of the windscreen. At the roundabout up ahead, I'll be turning left. So check the mirrors, signal down for left. As I said earlier, they've changed the road markings around, so if you wanted to go straight ahead for the test centre, you would now use the left hand lane, not the right as previously. In a car park now, so car park rules, keep your speed down because we're on the lookout for pedestrians and obviously moving vehicles and the rest of it. So gently going around. Take the next road on the left, going to first gear. Now I'm going to perform a forward bay park. So come gently up. I want to park to the right. So I'm going to line up with a bay, a line on my right, which will be just behind my shoulder, like that. Put my signal on, jiggle around my car, and then in I go. Full lock to the right. cautiously in, keeping the car very slow. And straighten my wheels as I stop. And brake neutral. Okay, so the main part of the video was really to cover off some country driving near the test centre. Hope you found that useful. Okay, thank you.